Okay, now let's see the next operator, that is the comparison operator. Okay. Now we are done with the arithmetic assignment as well as the string operator. Now let's go for the comparison operator. So in this comparison operator, there are 9 different types of operator. The first one is the two equal signs, that is equal to. Okay. I'm even giving some definitions towards it because some of the operators are a bit different to understand. So first let's see what is the description given for it, and then let's see an example also. And then the next one is three equal signs, that is equal value and equal type. Your type means the string, it should be number or string, something like that. Okay. The next one is not equal. Okay. And the next one is not and double equal signs. So not equal value or not equal type. So when we saw of three equal, we came to know that it should have an equal value and equal type. But when it's of not and then two equal signs, it means not equal value or not equal type. Let it be anything, it will return a false. Okay, here it will always return true or false, something like that. Okay. The next one is the greater than sign. Okay, and the next one is smaller than sign. Okay, and the next one is greater than equal to. So it's not then, it's than. Okay, greater than or equal to. And the same goes for the smaller one also, smaller than or equal to. Okay, and the last one is the ternary operator. Okay. Now we'll see some examples for this and understand this. And when it comes on ternary operator, I will even explain it thoroughly and explain you what is the function of a ternary operator. So first let's go with the equal to sign. So now if you would have noticed true, if so and so, like let's take it at sum is equal to true. So when it is a true, false, something like that, we'll always make use of equal to sign. Okay. And when it's about equal value and equal type, so let's take it like you are having a variable which has the int number as 1 and one more variable which has string as 1. So here if you have the comparison between them, it will say no, we are not. So because when it comes about the three equal to signs, it is always said that it should be of same type as well as of the same value. Okay, so now let's see some examples for this both. Okay. Okay, first I'll just get rid of these things. So just using same thing may even clash in some places. Okay, so this is a fresh one. Now let's see. So I'm having a variable as, let's say, as number 1. Okay, so in this I'm writing the value as 1. Okay, and the next one which we are going to write is where number 2, and in this I'm going to write this one as a string. Okay, so first we are going to make use of the equal sign, that is equal to sign, and then we are going to make use of the triple equal sign. Okay, now let's go for this. Okay, so document. Okay, I will just have a p tag over here so that it will be really clear what is the output. Okay, p, and in this I'll give an id. Okay, let's give it as compare. Okay, because it's a comparison operator, right? Okay, now what are we going to do is, in this document or in the inner element is equal, so in that place we are going to make use of the equal to sign. Okay, document dot get element by id. Okay, in this id I will write compare dot inner html is equals to, now in this place we will write number 1 is equal to number 2. Okay. Now what will happen? We'll get an expected output as true or false. Okay. See, here we got true. Now why? So before going for why, I will tell that this is the difference between the 2 equal to sign and as well as the 3 equal to sign. When I told you about the 2 equal to sign, it will just match that whether the text present inside it, the number or the variable is same or not. Now here the data type was different, right? Here it is int and here it is string. Even if I put it as an int, let's take it like this, even now I will get the output as true only. So there's no change, right? But when it's about the 3 equal to sign, it will always see whether that both the text should match and, okay, always see and, not it should be having both the conditions should be true. That first thing is both the text should match, and the second thing is that they should be of the same data type. So now let's make use of a 3 equal to sign. So now when you see, you will be able to see true. Okay, but now let's change it to string. Okay, and now let's run this. It's a false. So this is the difference, okay, when both the data type is same or not. But if the text is same and you are making use of 2 equal to signs, then always the output will be true. But when it's about the 3 equal to signs, in such a place, the string the data type as well as the text or the value present, both should be same. Okay, any one is different, then also it will not match. Now if see here, I'm just writing something else like, okay, now let's see what will be the output for this. Nothing is there. Why? If you see here, it is not an number as well as it's not a string. Why? Because we have not written it inside the double quotes. Okay, without writing a double quotes and we are giving some variables inside, it will always be an undefined variable. So that's the reason we are not able to see anything. Okay, so we got false because here the content is also not same as well as the type is also not same. So this is the difference over here. So when it's about the equal to, it will just see whether the text is same or not. But when it's about the three equal to signs, it will always check the type and the text as same or not. Okay. So this is the difference, okay, and when it's the second operator, the 3 equal to sign, here both the conditions, so that's the reason it is and, okay, but when you see on not equal value, here it is or, even any one is not equal, it will always say no, this is not equal. Okay, see, always see a basic logic. Okay, when two are right, then only we will say that we got full mark or something like that. Even one is wrong, yes, we are just cut off the one of the marks, right? So in the same manner, even one is wrong, it's not equal. But even one is right and we are trying for 3 equals to signs, then also it will not accept it. Be very carefully, your comparison operator always returns true or false. Okay. So these are the things which will always return. So if you are seeing, let's take this greater than also. In this comparison, or let it be any operators, there's always a background value which is going on in the behind, right? It will be always given. So if it's a true, let's say 5, whether 5 is greater than 4, it's true. You are giving some condition that if so and so, then display a user-friendly message. Even if you are not displaying a user-friendly message, already some or the other value is assigned to it as true. If it's not greater than the other one, it's false, right? Behind it's getting operated. So always a comparison operator always has true or false as the first value. You can change it to user-friendly manner. Okay. So this was the 2 examples of equal. Now let's even see something as not equal. Okay. So for seeing not equal, we'll just change it over here and see the output. Okay. Okay. Now we are saying number 1 is not equal to number 2. Right? Yes, it is not equal to number 2. So we'll get true. Okay? We got it true. Now let's see it like this. Now we'll get it true again. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll get it false. Why? Because we are saying it's not equal, right? But it is by chance it is equal, right? So 1 and 1 is equal, but we are saying not equal. So it's getting a false. Even if I make this as string, I will again get false. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. Now see, one is of the text is both the texts are same, that is one, but the data type is different for both the numbers. Here it is int, whereas here it is string. Now let's use two equal signs. So now what's the basic rule of it? Even any one condition is wrong, it will go. Now your text is right. Right, this text is same. So one condition is true, but the second condition that the type should be same is false. So true and false always becomes false in this place. Okay, now we'll get see that. Let's see what is the output. Okay, we got it true. Why? See here, number 1 is not equal to number 2. Yes, of course, it's just satisfying the first condition that the content or value present should be same. But the second condition, that is type should be same, is not satisfied. It's always false. False means that it's not equal, right? So number 1 is not equal to number 2. So that's the reason we got it as true. Okay, please understand, please don't mismatch or get confused. When we are saying equal, if two values are equal, then we'll get false. If two values are not equal, then we'll get if two values are equal, then we'll get true, and if two values are not equal, then we'll get false. About these two, right? When it about comes to this is the opposite, right? We are saying not equal, right? If two of the inputs are different and we are saying the first input is not equal to the second input. Yes, it's not equal, right? So the ones which were equal, true here will become false here, and the ones which were false over there will become true over here. So it's just a vice versa or the opposite thing, okay? Because the statement over here is missing. Like when it's of equal to, it's saying it is there, and when it's of not equal, we are saying that it is not there. That's the reason the meaning is changing. So even the output will get changed. Now let's go to the next one, greater than. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to make use of a ternary operator to explain this. Okay. To explain these code, we'll first see what is a ternary operator. Okay, we can even do this code with if and else, but I will even explain you in the if and else concept later. But now as we have this ternary operator, let's go for this ternary operator. Okay, for this I will have another paragraph tag. Okay, in this I will write the ID as ternary. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create declare a variable, and inside this I'm going to write ternary message. And now what I'm going to see, ternary, the syntax for ternary is that you are supposed to write the condition inside this round braces, and then you will have a question mark. This question mark is a substitute for the if statement. So if you have seen if, then the condition, then the curly braces, and then the else, then the curly braces. This is a syntax for if else. Okay, I will explain this in the upcoming videos also. So this is a syntax for if else. In the same way, when it's about the ternary operator, this question mark is if. Okay, so I'm giving the condition. If this is true, then I will give some condition. Like for example, I will display a user-friendly message, right? Greater. So now if is denoted as question mark, right? So even the else should be denoted with something. So for that we'll make use of the colon. Okay. And I'll write another user-friendly message like not greater. Okay. So now see here, if is denoted by question mark and the else is denoted by a semicolon. Sorry, a colon. Okay, not semicolon, a colon. So this is just the same meaning for it, but just the syntax is different. First it will be the condition, then the if or the ternary operator, then the user-friendly message which you want to display if it is true, and the else operator, that is with colon, and then again a user-friendly message for a false written. Okay, now let's even see an example. Okay, now I have a variable ternary message. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a condition. Before that, let's have a variable for variable, and I will write the first one is greater 1. just for greater number. Okay, take it anything. Okay, and the second one which I'm going to have is the variable name is greater to, and in this I'll have 20. Okay, so in this condition I'm going to write greater 1 is greater than greater 2. Okay, if this condition is true, see, for true I'm making use of the question mark. If this condition is true, then you will display this message. Okay, what will we display? Let's say as greater. Okay, else will we display smaller. Okay, so what is happening here? It's comparing the greater 1 and greater 2. It's checking whether greater 1 is greater than greater 2. Okay, if the greater 1, the value present in greater 1 is bigger than greater 2, or the value present in 2, then it will display a message greater. If the value present in greater 1 is smaller than the next variable, that is greater 2, then it will display a user friendly message as smaller. So now we know the output will be smaller, right? So let's even see that. Document dot get element by ID, and I will give the ID as ternary. Okay, dot inner HTML is equals to, here I will write ternary message. Okay, now let's save this and run this. Smaller. Okay, if it's opposite, okay, let's change it as 30. Now we will get the output as bigger or greater. Okay, so this is about the greater than sign, and if you just change it from greater to smaller, now you will get it as smaller, right? Because your greater one has become the biggest one. So this is the main use of the greater than and smaller than. Now let's go to the next two ones, that is greater than equal to, smaller than equal to. So now what's happening here? Okay, see, in the place of this, if I'm giving both the values as 20, okay, I'm saying greater than or equal to. So now what it will do is that it will check whether the value present in greater one, let's change this name. Okay, I'll write it as num1, num2. Okay, okay, if it's checking that is the value present in num1, the variable num1 is greater than or equal to num2. See, now in the previous example, the value for num1 was 30, right? Before it was 30. So what will happen is it will display, it will check whether the number present over here is greater than or equal to. In the prior ones, if you see for just a greater than sign, even if it's equal to, it will always return a false. Okay, it will never return true that it is greater than, because it's saying that we are saying greater than the number 2. Now number 2 is 20, so greater than means 21 and not 20. So when we are saying greater than equal to, it means that it's starting from 20 itself. So we are checking number 1 is greater than number 2. So if greater than number 2, that means by logic number 2 is smaller. So it will see whether number 2 is smaller. Yes. If yes, then it will see whether it's greater than or whether it's greater than equal to. So if even both of them are equal, like 20 and 20, okay, then 2 will get a greater one. Okay, we got it, greater. If it's smaller, then we'll not get it, right? We'll always get it as a smaller, right? So what is happening here, even if you have same values, it will display as it's a greater one. So that's a basic thing here. If you just write it like this, okay, greater than, and both the values are same, now you will not get greater, you will get smaller. See, smaller, because we are just saying it should be greater than the another one, it should not be same. We are not giving any condition for same. So this is what of greater than or equal to. So greater than equal to, and this is for smaller than equal to. So the concept is same. Okay, okay, we got a greater one, right? So this is about the comparison operators. So we saw these four operators with the help of the ternary operator. So we even understood what's a ternary operator, and we then went to this four, and we even saw what is equal, right? So these are the comparison operators which we will be able to use to compare the values present inside a variable. So this is all about the comparison operator. Now let's go to the next one, that is the logical operator. Okay, now what's a logical operator? Let's see that. There are three types of logical operator. The first one is the AND operator. Okay. The second one is the OR operator. And the third one is the NOT operator. It will be said as AND logical operator or logical operator and not logical operator. Okay, now what's this AND, what's this OR and NOT? Okay, so AND, as I've already told you in this, not, I'll go back once again in this, right? It should be having both. See in this and this, both the conditions should be true. Same way in this logical operator, you will be having two conditions. For example, x is greater than y and y is greater than z. Okay, if both are true, then only it will return true. Else it will return false. So it should return true or user friendly. Let it be anything. It's depends on you. You can even make use of the ternary or if operator and do that. But the basic concept is that both the conditions should be satisfied. Okay. And when it's about the OR, if any one is also satisfied, it will give true. Okay. And when it's about NOT, as you all know, NOT means not and means if it's not equal, then it will say true. For example, I am saying x is equal to y, and but we'll add not x is equal to y. So when we do that, if actually the values of x and y is not same, then we'll have the answer as true. Okay, because yes, it's not same, right? So that's the basic concept which is behind this. Now let's see examples for these three operators and understand it. Okay, now let's go. I always like to start fresh. Okay. Okay. Let this 2 be there itself. We'll just change the ID, something like that. Okay. Now let's go. Now I'm going to declare some variables where num1. Okay. And is equals to, I'm going to give it as 5. And where num2 is equals to 10. And where num3 is equals to 15. Okay. Now I'm going to give a condition over here. So what's the condition? First we'll go with AND. Okay. So document dot get by ID. Okay. Over here I'll change this to AND. Okay. AND dot inner HTML is equals to, now here I will write like this, round braces. In this I will write num1 is smaller than num2. First we'll see for true condition. Okay, and num2 is smaller than num3, right? So if you see here, it's of course num2 is smaller than num1 is smaller than num2 because it's 5 and num2 is 10, and num2 is smaller than number 3 because number 2, the value present in number 2 is 10, and whereas value present in number 3 is 15. So this is a true condition, right? So now let's see what will it return. So it will return some value in this first paragraph. Okay, now let's save this and run this. So we got it true. So if suppose it's not true, or let's change it like this, let's not do anything over here, let's change it here. Okay, I'm going to give this as 50. Now is number 1 smaller than number 2? No, false. But number 2 is smaller than number 3, that is true. So here it is false and here it is true. So now the output will be false. Okay, why is it so? And means it should always get true on both the conditions. So even the first condition should return the value as true, and second also true. So I think you would know this, that if the value, or normally the embedded things like true plus true is equals to true, and false plus false is equals to false, whereas true plus false or vice versa, false plus true is always false. So that this is what is following. Okay, even any one condition is true or false, any one condition is false, it will return you false. Okay, and when it comes on true, both the conditions should be true, then it will return you true. If suppose like this, let's change it exact the opposite way. 5 and then this as 20. Okay, now let's run this. We got it false. Why? You would ask like that first one was both was true, so we got true. Now both are false. Why are we not getting false? No, not like that. Both are false, so always false. And means both the conditions should be true, not same. Either no, you should not think that in this meaning that both the should be either false or true. No, no, no. Both the conditions should be satisfied. Both the conditions should return true. It should not return both the should not return false and you say no, the condition is true. No, no. This means both the conditions should return true. The first thing. Okay. Only this plays roles in the AND operator. And when it's about the OR operator, what's happening in OR is true plus false is true. Okay, or vice versa, means false plus true is true. True plus true is also true. Okay, and false plus false is false. The only change over here is here even one is false, it will say no, this is wrong, so it's a false. But here even any one condition is true, it will return true. Even let's see an example for that. Okay, now this is done over here, right? Now let's go for the OR. Okay, over here I will make use of this another one, OR. Okay, then dot inner HTML is equals to. Okay, now let's take the same example. What I'm going to do is num1 is greater than num2. See, now here it's true, right? So we'll see for true only first. So the first condition is true. Now next is num2 is smaller than num3. See here, now the first condition is true. Yes, number 1 is greater than number 2, 20 and 10. Now second condition is number 2 is smaller than number 3. No, number 2 is not smaller than number 3. So this is true and false. Now we'll get the output as true. See, we got it as true because in OR any one of the condition is true, then it will always say it is true. Okay, now we will change this. Num1 is smaller than number 2. This will return false again. Okay. Now let's make both of them as greater than. Okay, and number 2 is greater than number 3. Now we'll get it as true. Okay. So this is how it works. Whereas in AND, both should satisfy the condition, both should return the value as true. And when it was about the OR, even any one is true, or if any one is satisfying the condition, it is true. Both of them are satisfying the condition, true again. If both are not satisfying the condition, false. Okay. This is about the second OR operator. Now let's go to the NOT operator. Okay. See now here. What's a NOT operator? Now, number 2 and number 1 is not equal, right? We know. So, that is the operator over here. See here, documents dot get element by ID. Okay. Okay. And I'll write the ID as not over here. Okay, in this, what I'm going to write is not number 1 is equals to. So here the equals to, you will have 2 equals to, okay, equal to, not equal to number 2. So what will equal to? See whether the text is same or not. Okay, now let's see what will be the output. In this, what you are going to see is you are going to see the meaning. So first let's just see what is inside the round braces. Number 1 is equal to number 2, we are saying no, so that's what not. So number 1 and number 2 is not equal, that's what we are saying. So by meaning it is true, right? It will return true because the statement or the condition which we are giving is right. Okay, please see it as like this. If the condition which we are giving is not right, let's see, we are not writing this not, then this will return false because number 1 is not equal to number 2, but we have written number 1 is equal to number 2, it will return false. But when we are giving a not sign, this means we are saying that number 1 is not equal to number 2, and when we see the value, yes, it is not equal to number 2, so we will get the output as true. Okay, see, when we were doing for and or, we saw the logic that whether first condition is returning true, second is returning true, both are true, then true was an and when it was about the or, any one is returning true. But when it is about the not, please see the meaning. See the meaning and decide what will be the output and check your output. So now we got it as true because the statement is true. If I am not writing this and, it will be false. Okay, so this is about the logical operator. So now let's go to the next one, that is the type operator. So now what's a type operator, or what comes in your mind as soon as you listen to this or hear this type operator? Okay, now let's go into depth and see some examples for type operator also and understand this type operator. Okay, now let's go to the next operator, that is the type operators. Okay, so inside this we have two operators. The first one is type of, there's no space, okay, and the second one is instance of. So first let's see what's this type of. Type of operator basically means it will return the type of the value that is present inside the variable, and when it is about the instance of operator. The instance operator in JavaScript is used to check the type of an object at runtime. Okay, it returns a boolean value. If true, then it indicates that the object is an instance of particular class, and if false, then it is not. Now let's see an example for both of them and understand it. Okay, first let's see for a type of operator. Okay, so I have this variables, right? So what will I do is document dot get element by id, okay, and dot inner html is equals to, now here I will write type of, and inside this I'll write the variable name. So now what's going to happen over here is it will return what's the type of the variable which is present inside the number 1. See, it's a number. If it's a string, then it will say it's a string. Okay, let's even change that. I put an inverted comma. Okay, now it will tell it's a string. Okay, so this is the main use of the typos, to check whether what's there present, what's a type, like that. If you need to do it, then you can do it here. So now let's go for the instance of. So for this we'll create an array. So what's an array, how to create it and all, I will tell you really very soon. Okay, first just understand the example for this, okay, and then let's go proceed on it. Okay, for this I will have a variable as fruits. Okay, inside this, inside the box bracket, I will write the name of the fruits. It's like that mango, cherry. Okay, then the third one, a simple one, apple. Okay, so these three are the fruits which we have specified. Now we are going to within this instance, the instance of this. Okay, so now first the mandatory one, document dot get by id. I'll do it on or dot inner html is equals to. Here we will write it inside a round braces, fruits, okay, then a space, then an instance of operator name, space, array. Okay. Now what will happen is that this will return true because the fruits is an instance of the array. Because it's an instance of array, we have created an array. Now let's see first that. Okay, true. Now as we know this is an array, and we even know that fruits is also an object, right? So let's even check that. So let's give a break. Okay, and I will so for this you should always write inside a like this. Okay, so I've given a break, then again a concatenation. Okay, let's have the same one, fruits, instance of now let's write it as an object. True. Yes, it's an object, right? So this is basically to check, for example, if you see when you actually create a code, there will be a big amount of code, right? In that place, it will be really very tough to see what is it an instance, it's an object, whether it's used somewhere else. In such places, we can make use of this operator and find whether it's present or not. So this is basically helpful for the one who really visits the for example you are developing something and this code has been given to some other end. In such case that person can really make use of this so that it will be really easy for him to know what is an object, what kind of array is created, where is fruits used and all. Okay, so now let's see the next operator, that is the bitwise operator. Okay, so inside the bitwise operator, let's go further. Okay, and we'll just see some examples only and not the or. The first one is the and. Okay, and the second operator is the or. The third one is the not, that's the tilde sign. The fourth one is the XOR. Okay, for that we'll have a raise to sign. Okay, and the next one is 0 left shift, then 0 right signed right shift, and 0 fill right shift. Okay, for that we'll have 3 1. So I'll just say what is it and all. Okay, the first one and, as I've already told you, both are true, then will always true. But the thing over here, as it's a bitwise operator, it is a bit operator, works on 32 bits numbers. Okay. Numbers. Okay, any numeric operand in the operation is converted into a 32-bit number. The result is converted back to a JavaScript number. So for example, in the AND operator, we have two operands as 5 and let's take it as 1. So the bitwise operator or the bitwise, it will be converted. For 5 it will be like 0 1 0 1, and whereas for 1 it will be like 0 0 0 1. So when we perform AND operation over here, so when you see here, okay, so I have already told you if any of the one is same, then it will return true, right? So for that, what will happen over here is, see, this 1 and 1 is same, or you can consider as true and true, true. So you will have 1. False and false, false. So you will have 0. True and false, it's false, 0. So output will be 0 0 0 1. So what's the ultimate answer for this? The answer will be is 1. Okay, so 5 and 1. So answer which we will get is 1, which will be a decimal conversion. As I told you, it will be converted back to a JavaScript number. In the same way, it goes for OR also. So when it's an OR, let's say take the same example 5 and 1. Okay, so again for 5 it's 0 1 0 1, and when it's for 1 it's 0 0 0 1. Okay. Okay, now when it's and or, I have already told you any of the 1 is true, then it's a true. So again 1 1 means true true true, false false false, true and false true. So what's the output? 0 1 0 1. So now for or it is 5. The converted value will be 5, and the same for the not. So we are saying if not 5, then just turn it to another one. So let's even see that. Okay. Okay, so when it's a not, let's take an example of not 5. So not 5 means the value for 5 is this, right? So we are saying not 5. So what is the meaning of is that you should change zeros to 1 and ones to 0. So where the first digit is 0, so turn it to 1. The second is 1, so turn it to 0. The third is 0, so turn it to 1. And the last one is 0, so turn it to 0. So basically this is the decimal value of 10. Okay. So this is the same goes for XOR also. So XOR means if two values are same, true, then you should give 0, that's false. If false was, then also false only. So let's take the same example as 5 and 1 over here also. Okay. So 5 has the value of 0, 1, 0 and 1 has the value 0, 0, 1. So now what's happening over here is, okay, so when two values are same, we should give it as 0. So basically what's happening over here, 1 and 1 is same, right? So I will give it as 0. 0 and 0 is same, 0. Now 1 and 0, they are different, right? They are not identical or they are not same. So I will give it as 1. Okay, so the output will be 0, 1, 0, 0. And this is the decimal or the conversion value of 4. And when it's about the 0 left shift, you are supposed to shift the 0 which is available to the left. Okay, so shifting it to the left, let's take it as a 5. So if the as we know value for this is 5. So by shifting it, it will become like this. Okay, we are shifting the 0, right? We are shifting the 0 and we are just moving it. Okay, so now when we are the next one is the signed right shift. Okay, so for now let's take it like this. So for this we will write it like this. Okay, then 1. That we are just shifting it for one position. Signed right shift 5, again 1. So now let's take it as 0, 1, 0, 1. Now what will it turn to be? 0, 0, 1, 0. So again it's getting turned, right? It's getting shifted for one of the position. And the last one is the 0 fill right shift. Okay. Now here this will be converted to 0, 0, 1, 0. Bit similar like signed right shift. So this is all about the bitwise operator. You don't need any examples of it. Just remember this bitwise values and all and make use of it when you need it. So this is all about the operators. Now the next thing which we are going to cover is the JavaScript. Okay, now let's see JavaScript array. Okay, what's an array? An array is a special variable, okay, which can hold more than one value at a time. Simply it is used to store multiple values in single variable. Okay, if you have let's take an example, like if you are having a list of items or products, or let's take a fruits, so listing it in different variables like where fruit 1, then where fruit 2, where fruit 3, where fruit 4, something like that is really very big and really very old method, right? In place of that, we'll make use of this array. For this you just need to create a variable like where fruits, okay, and inside that just an operator, equal to operator. With that inside we'll create an array and you'll store every product inside that array. You don't need to declare n number of variables, right? So first see what I'm trying to say you, right? First see like this. So in this, see, you have 3 variables which we are declared, right? So in place of this 3 variables, you can just make use of the array and store it like this. Okay, let's take it as for time being, like we'll write it like this: num1, then num2, then num3. Okay, so this is then what is happening here? You don't need these two variables. So this is the basic thing of array. Now let's see an example for this and let's even go for it. Okay, an array holds many values under the single name, as I told, and you can access the value by referring to an index number. So for here, this is the index number 0, index 1 and 2. So please do remember. So let's even note down the key points. Useful for storing multiple values. Okay, and the second point, we should reference it with the help or fetch it with the help of the index value, and the index value always starts from 0. Okay, it will not start from 1. Okay, and array always stores data of single data types. Okay, no multi data types. Okay, it will always store data of either string or either int, something like that. No combination of string, int, boolean. No, only single data type. Okay. So now let's see the syntax as I have already told you, shown you, but let's go do it properly. Okay. Now let's if think I'm having a variable and I want it of fruits itself. Okay. Box bracket, I'll write apple, mango, orange. Okay. So this is how we'll write this. Okay. And so what's happening here, in spite of writing 3 different variables, I will just write it in one go. Okay. And I'll just display it like this. Get, okay, by id, will display it in the and, okay, and paragraph dot inner html is equals to, here I'll write fruits. Okay, now let's save this and run this. So we got the list of the fruits available. Okay, so this is how you will make use of it. Okay, so this is a basic concept. Okay, for declaring an array, you just don't have this. You have 2 ways to declare, either by declaring it with the help of this box bracket or with the help of the keyword new. You can even give the word keyword new and declare this array. So now how to create this keyword new, or how to create an array with this keyword new, let's see that. Okay, now let's take some other example, like, okay, where colors. Okay, inside this I write new array. Okay, so this is the keyword which we are going to make use of, new array. And now we'll not make use of box bracket but a round or a circle braces. Okay, inside it I write blue, red, green. Okay, so now also an array is being created. So either by just giving the box bracket and you can create, or the keyword new followed with the word array. Okay, so just copy paste this. In this idea we'll write or, okay, and in this we'll write colors. Okay, so now let's see the output. Okay, so there's no change over here. You can see them both in the similar way. This is how you can fetch it really very faster. So now I even told you, you can even fetch them with the help of one or the other ID by index, right? So if you feel that no, I just want to display the third list or third fruit which is present. So for that, what we'll do is that it's very simple way, right? Just create another p tag. Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do is, okay, I've already told you to fetch a data or to reference any of the one item in the array, you will make use of the index. So index always starts with 0. So apple has the index 0, mango has the index 1, and orange has the index 2. And whereas here blue has the index 1 and red has the index, blue has the index 0, red has the index 1, and green has the index 2. So for here I'll write fruits, the variable name, and inside the box bracket I will write the index number. So let's go for mango. Okay, 1. Now you will be able to see only mango is being displayed. See, mango. So in such a way you can make use of any of them. Okay, now let's even try for 3. Okay, undefined. See, always see, don't fear that no, I'm not getting an output or something else. If you're getting an undefined, that means no such element is present or no such array is there, or an array out of bound. So out of bound, what is happening here? There's an array with index 0, 1, 2, but there's no such as 3. That's a reason it gave an undefined one. So this is all about the array. I told you, I have taught you 2 different types to declare an array. That is for the first one, very simplest one with the box bracket, or the second one, a keyword followed with an array keyword, new array, and inside the round braces, not box braces. Okay, you should just give the list which you want to be presented in the array. Okay, so this is how this array is created. Okay, now let's go to the next topic and see what is a globally declared variable and locally declared variable. Okay, so what's a globally declared variable? I think we have seen many of our examples, but I'll explain it to you. See here, where fruits, this is a locally declared variable because it will be only appropriate or usable inside this script itself. You can't use this fruit outside the script. Or more appropriate or more simpler I will tell is that, see, I'm going to create a function now. Okay, so in that function I'm going to declare a variable inside. Okay, so function. Okay, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to write it inside the script. Okay, and I'm writing the keyword function, and the function name is my func. Okay, so now I'm declaring a variable inside this function. Okay, this variable which I have declared inside is locally declared variable. Okay, and now I'm going to declare a variable outside the script. Okay, or we can even say that I'm going to declare a variable outside the function is also appropriate. So there's no big deal in that. Okay, so now I'm going to create something like that also for declaring. Okay, inside the script but not inside the function, where I'll write now as. Okay, now this is a globally declared variable. Okay, why is it so? When I tell about this inside locally declared variable, this variable can be used or can be called only inside this scope. Okay, or inside only this function. But when it's about this variable, it can be called throughout this script or throughout this page, right? So this is the difference over here. When it's a globally means it can be used by any of them. There's no such restriction that only this function can use it, only this of it can use it. No, because it's a common. Okay, so when you see something common, anyone can use it, or like that any function can even use it. So even this function can declare the variable. Okay, I am giving some values like 5. Okay, now what's happening here, this variable is used over here because it's globally declared. N number of functions will create. Okay, see what's happening, this variable is declared globally and any of the function present in the code page or the coding part can use that variable. But when it comes about the func, where this variable, this can be only available within this function. This function cannot initialize it, okay, or cannot give or assign value to it because this is locally declared variable. Locally declared variable means that it can be fetched or used only inside that scope. Okay, so scope is this. So for this variable, that is the where func, where only it can be accessed in this function my func. Okay, but when it's about the script, where it can be used in any of the functions which is coming up. Okay, even if I create 10 functions, all the 10 functions can use this variable script where. Okay, for this we will even overgo through the three keywords which we have used. One we have already used. Okay, so those three keywords are where, let and const. Okay. So whenever you declare a variable globally, try to declare it with the help of a where. Okay. And whenever I declare a variable locally, make use of let and const. Okay. In JavaScript, one can define variables using these three keywords. If it is defined outside any function, as I just showed you, the scope of the variable is global. Okay. Where is the function scope, right? I'm so sorry. See, it's really a global one. And when let, we are making use of the let, the scope of the variable defined with the keyword let or const is limited to the block. So this is the difference. So actually what's here, we can make use of the where locally also, but when it's about the const and the let, it is only for the limited scope. It's not for the throughout the web page or throughout the website or throughout the script. Okay, it's only for a limited scope like this function. So now in place of this where, you can make use of the let, or you can even make use of the keyword const. Okay. Now, why are we doing this? Why only let should be used? Why not the const? If you feel like that, then I will even show you an example. Okay. So now let's erase this and all. Okay. We'll just add one function. Okay. Okay. Now see, not even a function. Okay. Okay. I have a variable as where script. Okay. I want to use the same variable inside this function, but I can't reassign them. Okay. I can't redeclare them again, or I can't even assign value to the globally declared one. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going wrong. I can assign value to the globally declared one, right? But I want to declare a new variable with that same name. For that, I will make use of the let. Okay. So now what's happening over here is that this script where variable is only still this scope, right? So for that reason, we are making use of this let. If you are making use of the where, okay, see I'm giving it like this. Now where script where is assigned with two values. One is the 10 and one is the 2. Now when it's about the 10, here the value of where is 10. But when it's inside the function, the value of the script where is 5. And when again it comes outside the scope, again the value of script where is 10, right? So now what's the use of this? There's no use of it, right? So when you just print it out, the value for script where will be 10. Now let's even try that. Okay, I'm having a p tag. Let's give an id as demo. Okay, now I'm going to display this value for the script. Okay. I'm not telling which script, either the one which is inside the function or outside the function. I'm just going to write the name of the variable. Okay. Okay. Now, as a common logic, first it was 10. Now it should be overplaced with 5 or overlapped with 5, right? But here it's not happening so. Because both are same, so it will always access the globally variable. So now the output will be 10. 10. Okay. Because it is a locally variable, its scope finishes over here itself. Once this is coming out of the scope, it will again see for the next variable which is present, or the variable which is already assigned, the value which is already assigned 10. So it will already automatically fetch that 10 only, because the scope for this script where is only still here. Okay, so that's the reason it's happening here. For if suppose you feel no, I just want something else as the output. Okay, the name will be same, but you feel no, I don't want like this. So in such a place, make use of the keyword let. Okay, so if you see, even here the output will be 10. only. You can't change anything. But this will tell that this will be no any there will be no any clash of your like that. Okay, this is redeclaration. For redeclaring any variable, make use of the keyword let. Okay, this solves this a simple problem of overlapping and all. Okay, so when you make use of the keyword let, it will be like a new variable, else you will feel that y is not getting overlapped. So this is just a small difference. Okay, so for basically being a developer, when you create or declare a variable locally, always make use of the keyword let and const, and when you declare it where, globally make it where, and locally make use of let and const. But the main use for this is for just coming up or just overcoming the concept of overlapping. So they basically wanted us to make use of these two different keywords when we are declaring same variable in two different places. So I'm declaring same variable in two different places, right? So for that, making use of where here and where here also may get confused. So just make use of let inside the globally declared variables and where inside the let inside the locally declared variables and where inside the globally declared variables, and always make sure that you should not declare variable with let outside or globally. It will not, it's a not a right one. You should, where keyword can be used globally as well as locally, but let and constant can only be used in locally placed, not in globally parts. Okay.